everybody, Chen here for HitSongCoach.com, and this is part of the process. Some songs need a pre-chorus, some songs don't. Some songs need a bridge, other songs don't. How can we tell? How do we determine what is the appropriate form for our song? Well, like everything else we discuss here, the answer is complex and will inevitably lead to more questions. But that's okay, because the more questions we ask, the more likely we are to get the answers we need. So I'm going to list a few concepts for you to explore, which hopefully will get you asking more questions and gain you a deeper understanding of form and how to structure your songs. There are trends in song form. The verse-chorus structure that dominates pop music today isn't what was popular in, say, the 1930s or 40s, the time of the Great American Songbook. Back then, it was more about A and B sections, where the A section had the hook or a tag of some sort, and the B was more of a development of a new idea. For a more contemporary example, we can look at things like post-choruses or drops in electronic music styles. In the late 90s, early 2000s, those were almost non-existent in pop music. Now they're everywhere. Familiarizing yourself with the current song form trends in the style you're writing in will go a long way in helping you learn how to structure your songs and keeping them sounding current. I can't stress this one enough, but I'm still gonna try. Form is a musical device, and it doesn't just refer to the overall structure of your song. A well-crafted melody has form, which relies on repetition, variation, development. A harmonic progression has form, which relies on bar count, harmonic rhythm, harmonic function. If your section feels like it's dragging along or losing interest, maybe there's something wrong with its internal form. Maybe you're not developing your melody enough. Maybe you're repeating a statement too many times. Maybe you have a weird number of measures that's causing your section to feel clunky and in turn causing the next section to feel awkward. Maybe there's not enough tension. Maybe you're not resolving things in a satisfying way. I can go on like this for a while. But the point is that studying the basic musical building blocks of form is what will help you learn how to write sections that flow better and complement each other. This one's probably the concept that pro writers think about the most when dealing with structuring the form of a song. Assuming we're familiar with the trends and that we've studied the musical forms, we now have to ask ourselves, what function does each one of our sections serve in the story of the song? And is it important enough to make it into the final song? When we're trying to tell a story or get an emotional response from our listener in 3.5 minutes or less, every word, every note, and every chord counts. So you want to make sure that each one of your section does something to either move the story along or introduce new elements into it. Sidebar, notice I said every word, every note, and every chord. And that's because harmony and melody are as much a part of the story as the lyrics are. So there you have it. 3 very broad concepts to study and practice that will help you learn how to structure songs. Overwhelming? I'm sure. So let me help by offering a quick start guide, if you will, that involves one of my favorite skills, critical listening. Grab a pen and paper and a bunch of your favorite songs and start analyzing with these 3 concepts in mind. Start with the overall structure of your song, identifying each section for what it is. Verse, chorus, pre-chorus, where does it start, where does it end, is there a trend? Next, move on to analyze the internal structure of each one of your sections. Are there repeated statements? How many bars is it? Do the chords change every 2 beats, every 4 beats, every 8 beats? Is it resolving? Or is there tension building to be resolved in the next section? Finally, look at the function of each one of the sections as it relates to the story of the song. Does it introduce new elements? Does it move the story along? Does it build on what happened before, or does it set up what's coming next? The purpose of this exercise is not to end up with a piece of paper with a bunch of information on it for you to study later. The purpose is to understand what you're listening to, and through understanding, internalizing these concepts and turning them into instinct. Because at the end of the day, you want every tool you have to be second nature, so that you can spend all your brain power on being creative and not on the technical skills needed to be creative. Much in the same way that a novelist writing a book on a laptop shouldn't be concerned with the mechanics of typing. And that's part of the process. So check out HitSongCoach.com for more tips, articles, and videos on songwriting and production, and to find out more about the one-on-one coaching and group workshop programs with our multi-platinum songwriters and hitmakers. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.